So Afrosheen is, I think, my way of reclaiming like my experience of media. I all American media is Black media. I think I've just always been obsessed with like the Pam Griers, like her Foxy Browns and Coffee. Like that is the epitome of Blackness. Like that Blaxploitation era is such a sweet spot for me. I've always been fixated on it. And so I think for a long time I felt like I embodied that person, you know? And also like the counterculture era was so like, I don't know how we got away from that. And, you know, I've always felt like a hippie. I've always felt like this big, expansive being. I think I'm just really obsessed with old media. That's always been my thing. And like, I think I'm, you know, though film has been a big one, I'm entering a new chapter reviewing like new film influences, but like media and ads. One of my biggest influences is Daft Punk. And even the way they market their stuff is like vintage, like retro ads. And I'm just very obsessed with like the mid-century era. And, you know, retrocentric, but also I love the way that's a moment in time, but also the way they thought about what the future was going to look like. Like, that's a sweet spot for me. Like anything in that like space age retro era is just chef's kiss. You know, you think about some of the greats that come from that era too, like the Princes, the Michael Jacksons, the Janets, you know, the Chers, you know, you have Shaka, Tina. Those are like performers, you know, they had the total package. And I think that's what kind of separates me and makes me unique in the scene as a DJ is like, I'm the total package. I come through in an outfit or an ensemble that's made mostly by local artists, mostly Black and queer folk, you know, and I just feel like the things I'm doing really align with that. I feel like, I don't know, I had to have been in the 60s in the past life or something, you know? I turned 25 in 2020, January, and like had just got a promotion to corporate, like at the job I was working at. And I had been wanting to DJ for a long time. Like in college, I lived with producers, you know, all my friends from high school were all making beats, all the things. So like I was making beats, but again, back to like this debilitating anxiety. It's like I would put a couple things on SoundCloud and then like would take a bunch down and then like just stopped all the way. And then I just couldn't, like I would hear songs and be like, oh, these songs will go really good together. Like I was always listening to people on SoundCloud like Thunderstone Labs, you know, Thunderstone Radio now, RIP, but but you know, Thunderstone, you have Selection, there's so many. And you know, that era of like 2012 to 2016 was like so, or whenever SoundCloud started, but like especially like 2014, 2016, like that's peak SoundCloud era. And so like I'm with everybody else listening to the same stuff, you know? It's like it kept calling me, you know what I mean? And then finally I think, you know, I really loved Daft Punk and I was like, what if I did like this Daft Punk mega mix? And like I started playing around with different softwares and things and I finally got aboard, but like I started putting mixes out in February 2020. And then the pandemic happens that next month. And it's like, okay, am I supposed to do this or not? And so luckily, like I grew more, I was learning more, but like really didn't know what the hell I was doing at all. Did not know what I was doing at all, you know, trying all different platforms. And I finally got my board. And my first show live was July 2021, that summer. And then from there, it just took off. Like, it hasn't stopped, you know? It really hasn't. My parents were born in the late 60s. My dad was born in the Bronx, and my mom was born in East Tennessee in the mountains. So Hannah Montana got the best of both worlds, you know? But for real, like, I think I had a really wide range. Of experiences of different cultures, you know what I mean? And they were both eclectic. Both families are very eclectic in different ways. My dad being from the Bronx at that time, disco like transitioned into rap. And so like that's kind of been a big musical influence for me my whole life. My dad loves music. All we do is send music back and forth all day. Like if you look through our messages, it's just like boom, 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 you know, whether it's Shazam or a streaming link. So that's kind of the dynamic I have with my dad. And then my mom, she's been in the music industry 25 years. So I have that gospel and Christian, contemporary Christian background. Like I grew up with all of that, you know, like all of the like youth group essentials, even like the gospel divas, I knew them. So been immersed in that industry my entire life. But my mom also worked at like reggae labels and worked at like a children's theater one time. And so I've always been immersed in performing arts. She was a dancer. She was a professional dancer before she got into the music industry. And then I danced my whole life since I was 3. I started playing alto sax at 8. So like my first love was really jazz music. And I played jazz band in high school. You know, I went to the arts high school here. So like I was in jazz band and dance. And so modern, tap, jazz, hip hop, all that my whole life. I did ballet and modern more than anything. And I love tap. I've always, all to say, I am a performer. I'm more than just a DJ. And, you know, I think all of that really plays into how I DJ and like why I DJ the way I do. I have family members that DJ. I have a lot of friends that DJ. And, you know, truthfully, I think they all wished, you know, I would, I know they all wish that I would like really lock in with them more in like their techniques. But I also realize how much anybody that knows me well will tell you, like, I'm the type that has to do it on my own. And if I fall on my face, at least I learned. And I'm learning to not be that rebellious, but I do have a lot of help. You know, I mean, you know, I grew up in all this. So not only does it come natural, but I do have a lot of great mentors. It is really hard to be a professional creative. You know, not only doing it full time, but to do it well is really hard to manage, maintain as an independent artist. And then, you know, it's not only my level of professionalism, it's dealing with other people's level of professionalism. And that is so challenging, you know, especially as a, you know, seemingly femme-presenting, but, you know, queer person that's Black. You know, you have all of these 3 things. I'm Black, I'm queer, and I'm perceived, you know, a certain way. And so, you know, people do try to take advantage of me constantly, especially when I have pure intentions. You know, I think, you know, having integrity is the most challenging thing about being a professional and being a creative person that is trying to make it in their industry. I think my archetype, my design is that I have to go try it and report back what worked, what didn't. So like when it comes to business things and when it comes to the serious stuff, I absolutely have help. I have mentors, and it's a blessing that I've extended to friends. You know, I have DJ friends and business partners. Like my mom, like, will always help them out too. So like I share my resources, but like I have abundant resources and incredible resources. And I think that's what people don't know a lot of how I've been able to make this so successful, is because it's like, well, I was kind of raised to do this, you know, I got some media training. I think what keeps me going and keeps me believing in myself is really my community. It takes a village to make Afrosheen thrive. And that village isn't just my parents. It isn't just my familial resources. It's my chosen family and like the community, you know, it's a reciprocal, cyclical thing. You know, it's my mutual relationship, my symbiotic relationship with the community. Wow, I'm gonna get emotional because it's that deep. And like, it's almost like every month, you know, and it's like, it's funny when you think about it as a cycle, because, you know, the new moon is all about restart, intentions, and that full moon like shines a light. I kind of have to laugh because it's like, I'll have a party on a full moon and it's like all this stuff will happen and I'm like, why do I do this? Why do I DJ? Why am I a full-time creative when I could just go like make bank, you know, being a corporate slave? And then a couple of days later, I will have either an interaction with someone new in the community or a special moment that brings me closer to my chosen family, or just a total miracle that is in alignment, that is like a reminder why I can't stop. Like, this is the year of expansion for me. I realize like my life is to experience so much, and like I have this multidimensionality again to me, that there's so many things that I can and want to experience. And as I learn, I grow, I find out new things about myself. And that is just, being committed to growth and being committed to this medium has really like done wonders. I've talked before about how my personal growth and my DJ growth are like literally in tandem. And it just affirms to me that this is a God-given gift that I have, and people don't think they think it's just DJing. They think I just press play, but every song I play is intentional. The amount of prep work to go play that playlist flawlessly, and again, my consistency, that's what sets me apart. And somebody told me this the other day, and it really it kind of knocked the shit out of me. Like, I had to sit with it for a second. She was like, you're one of the most consistent DJs in the city. And when you just asked me, I've been DJing since 2021. I've been DJing since 2021. So hell yeah, I'm good. And I only get better. And I have so much room for growth, but I'm so happy to finally be able to honor like how fucking good I've gotten in 3 years. You know, people, and I love them, and they know I have mad respect because I always show my respect. But I am finally realizing like how astounding it is that I've been able to accomplish what I've been able to in such a short amount of time. And that's how I know I'm meant to do that shit. The more I follow my intuition, it's like I'll get a voice in my head that guides me. And that's how I know like this is deeper than clout. It's deeper than money for me. You know, if this was about money for me, I promise we wouldn't be where we're at right now. And I'm grateful, you know, but like if people really knew like how broke I've been since I decided to pursue a full-time DJ career, you know, and like that, going back to utilizing my resources, it's like that's what I've had to learn, like to work smarter and not harder. I'm always learning more, you know, so my technical skill is growing always, but like I blend a lot because I play mostly house, you know, or I play club, or I play stuff that has very similar like drums, kicks, you know, beat patterns, things like that. So, you know, I'm at a space where like I don't scratch much. I admire scratching. You know, that is a very important art for some folks, but I think it's important to recognize that there is a plethora of ways to utilize the boards. And three songs that I cannot stop playing and haven't stopped playing. Over You, Can It Work? That's a rework of Francis Jolie's Gonna Get Over You. The first time I heard it dropped was when I was in Manchester at Warehouse Project. Jada G played it, and it changed my life. I lost my mind. So I'm secretly trying to relive that moment in my head every single time I play that song. Another one that I love to play is Disclosure and Khalees. It's Harvey Sutherland remix of Watch Your Step. That's so good. And then third one, Lion Babes, Benita Applebaum, Soul House, extended edit, because y'all gonna hear the whole 6 minutes. Okay. 3 favorite songs right now: Black James Dean by Gerard Lane, Cadillac, A Pimp's Anthem by Victoria Monet, and my guilty pleasure, I'm not gonna hold you, it took me a while to get on the train, but Lay Bank's Little Girlfriend song seems like a perfect little like tell him. It's so cute. I do like it. It's like a good little bedroom bop. I'm not gonna hold you. It's my little bit. That's my bedroom bop. Yep. And I'm waiting for this NLE Chopper song. Have you heard that? Well, now I have to show you. Somebody's like, if I was a bad bitch, I want to fuck me too. It's so good. I can't. Some of my favorite current DJs, well, one, a legend, Kiana Parks, I got to see recently, and the only way I can describe Kiana is like a manipulator on the boards. Like all of it. My friend Jim, Just Jim, DJ Just Jim, he's from Nashville, but he's been living in Austin for a while. He brought me and my DJ partner Ari the Calf out for South by Southwest, and they had like a little block party, and like it's nothing but DJs behind Kiana, and every single one of us at each transition is just like her mind. So it's like it was that dramatic. Like It was unbelievable. On that trip, like I also got to see some other like incredible DJs that have been going for a long time, and I'm honored. Like I feel late to the game and getting to know them, but honored that I got to meet them. But like Jay Country from Philly is this crazy dope DJ I met because of Dame Luce that lives here now. You know, our girl Dame Luce. So that like they were some of the highlights of the trip. I also got to see Hyperfem. They unbelievable, you know. I do think it's important to have DJ friends, you know, especially if, well, I think as a new DJ, it's important to make DJ friends because once you're a DJ, and especially if you are, you know, a good person, you make friends along the way. So I think it's essential because we travel. It's important to have connections in every city. Like Jay Country took care of me and Ari in, you know, while we were down in Austin, all because Dame Luce told him we were coming. I like, even though I probably would have eventually had that connection, it was so important for her too. And I think it's important for other DJs to be receptive to sharing connections and community and resources because it really does, like, it pays off, it pays forward, it pays so much. So I think it's really essential and it's just helpful. You get good music, you get to stay somewhere in a city that you've never been, you get exposed to like so many more new connections because of that one connection. And I think that my South by Southwest trip not only affirms that like it is okay to have a unique way for everyone to DJ, but like there are no fucking rules, you know? There are no rules. Only like dream DJ set would be outside, like going into the nighttime, late night kind of vibes. I think it would be like a perfect mix of like a journey from like maybe house into like worldwide house and like, you know, UK garage and garage, and then eventually some club and like, but like a mix of all that. Cause that is like my dream. Like I love, those are my top 3 genres that I love to listen to, that I love to play. So I think like some crazy like beach kind of rave in an undisclosed location with like 50 to 100 people that really like get it.
What are you wearing?
What am I wearing? One of my friends definitely made it, or maybe I made it, hell. Because I made my top. I don't think we talked about that. Yeah, I handmade my top. It's like a little freestyle sweater. But I probably handmake my outfit, something very 2-piece. I like sets. I love sets. We love an ensemble, you know. Especially beachy vibes, resort wear, like chic, handmade, sustainable resort wear. But yeah, that's my dream set. And then I think maybe that's Afrosheen's. Mascara's dream set's probably like somewhere deep in like the underground, somewhere in Europe, in like some crazy like, here we go, yeah, I see it, like futuristic like nightclub. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is DJ Afrosheen. You can find me on socials at afro.sheen on Instagram and afrosheen333 on TikTok and Twitter or X. And then you can also find me on SoundCloud at South Nashville Socialite.